welcome to This Album with me, William Han. It's the podcast where each episode a guest and I are going to deep dive an album of their choice. And it could be any artist, any genre, it could be any year. And we are gonna discuss the songs, we'll discuss the shows, we'll discuss the artwork, but what I really want to know is where my guests first heard the album and the emotional attachment they have to the record. Who knows? We might even have a bit of a laugh while doing it. Well, today, I am joined by a woman that has given this once great country what it truly needs. For far too long, the UK has been deprived of the kind of entertainment that made us titans in the world of broadcasting. If you remember the feeling of being hungover on a Sunday morning, watching impossibly cool TV hosts interviewing the nation's great pop stars and rock stars in a loose and fun way, then you're going to be pretty at home for the next 50 to 60 minutes, because that is what today's guest is all about. She's a DJ, she's a streamer, she's a YouTuber, and she's a content creator, and she's bringing back the kind of interview format that we as a nation have been deprived of for far too long. Hide your balls and make some room in the tub. Hey up! It's Louise Schofield!
Hey, you know what? That is the best intro anyone's ever given me in my life. I love that, William. Thank you so much. I also want to put it on my LinkedIn. I feel like that's me bio. That's done.
That's up there
it.
for the taking. That's in the cloud now, Lou.
I
That's
loved
yours.
it.
That's yours.
Yes.
How are you, Lou?
I'm not too bad, thank you. Thank you for coming to Manchester as well.
Should we set the scene a little bit? I say welcome to the show, but I'm kind of in your space, aren't I? So
You
welcome
are.
to my show, and then you can say welcome to...
The yard in general. Yeah, so this is where we filmed Spill The Sound, which was the TV show you were talking about. This is the very space. It's a very cool creative space. As you kind of walked in, you were like, whoa, it's really cool. Like, you know, it holds a lot of heritage so far, with inviting some great artists to come down and some well-known names to come through the doors as well. And it's just a very cool creative space. It's a very hidden gem, I'd say, in Manchester, but it's getting there. It's getting there. It's getting the word out now, and even more so now. So
Well, yeah, go
it's on the William Han
extra
podcast.
exposure on this album.
Yeah.
So tell me about the heritage here. What sort of things happen in this space that we're in?
So you get lots of gigs. There's some great DJs that come through as well. Like, it's had things like that. It's been linked to Hacienda, which is great as well, because obviously that
Isn't
is a
everything
big
in
part.
Manchester?
I think it is. I think it's like the buzzword of Manchester, isn't it? Hacienda, let's go. But there's some great artists that come through and like rehearse here as well. So, you know, it's a space where it brings a lot of eyes to it, and it's starting to kind of have, you know, stuff that's happening overseas. People are looking at it and being like, oh, what's this? And I think that's what Manchester always has been good for, is having creative spaces where people can. It also used to be an old Jewish school, which is why
What hasn't this building been? Bloody hell.
It's steeped in heritage. You know, if the owner was here now, he'd tell you all about it. You'd probably have a tour as well.
Sure.
So next time you come, we'll try and sort that out for you, so you know exactly
Second
what's going
time on the podcast with Lou.
That's
That
it.
is what we'll do.
Here we go.
So I touched on it a little bit, Lou. Why don't you tell us a little bit about what you do and what you're about, and yeah, what your vibe is, mate?
Yeah, sure. So I'm a presenter, a DJ, a streamer, like you said. I started out presenting in music. I used to, well, when I first started, I used to go down to festivals and things, take my own little camera, make a little show reel for myself. But now I present for a lot of festivals. But I also do some sport presenting as well. I do red carpets, entertainment, gaming as well. I've done. I also obviously stream myself in my own bedroom on the TikTok. Love life, got to do it. Horror games as well, which is always quite fun. Lots of jump scares and me screaming and knocking the webcam off. But
well, I caught a bit of that recently, I was going to say. So a couple of weeks back, I was having a Friday evening scroll through TikTok, and I noticed, this about a week and a half ago, Lou's live on TikTok. I thought nothing of it. I thought, come back an hour later. Oh, Lou's still live on TikTok. I thought, what's she up to? Let's have a look.
Yeah.
And sure enough, you were playing at Resident Evil or something.
Oh, yeah. The intense game. Yeah, oh my gosh, the stress. And I'm so stressy, but they love it. People love to watch that stuff. And
they're like watching a woman stress and
genuinely,
freak out.
Genuinely. Yeah.
What does that say about society, Lou? I'm not quite sure.
I don't know, but it's like a screen to the world. The new worlds, they love it.
Great. So what's other stuff you sort of do on the stream then? Tell me a bit more about that. Because it's a very foreign world to me.
Yeah, it's kind of, do you know what? It's really nice, because I started streaming really because I've always loved gaming growing up, but I never really did anything with it. And obviously, I've done sort of podcasting and stuff before, and obviously because I'm a presenter, I love the attention, I love being on screen.
Welcome to the podcast, Lou.
Let's go. So horror games was something that I could never play on my own, but I always wanted to play them, but I was too scared. So I thought if I stream them, then I'm technically not on my own. So yeah, and I think I wanted something that could bring out a comedic side of me, because we love the silly, love the silly, and I thought, what's better than a horror game that makes me scream? And it's really fun because I always call the zombies really random names. So they're Barry, Gary, you've got Margaret.
You're humanising the undead.
I absolutely am. For my own sanity, I think, as well as everyone else's. That's the way it goes.
I
But
will
yeah.
say this though, I've got some very fond memories of playing Resident Evil as a young
my
man.
gosh.
Honestly, unbelievably terrifying.
So bad, and then there's a Resident Evil 9 coming out next year, and it looks absolutely terrifying. But and the thing is though, the old ones, because when you look at them now, the graphics, it was like PS1 Hagrid vibes. But now you've got like fully immersive, feels like it's real
God.
situations.
Well, that's why Resident Evil the first one was so good, because the controls were so clunky.
Oh my gosh,
you had to sort of turn around. You couldn't run and turn at the same time and stuff.
It was like bird's eye view, wasn't it?
Yeah, and the camera angles were just horrible, weren't they?
Where you were going,
added to the terror. So how they've made that even scarier now, I dread to think.
Absolutely, yeah. Well, that's why
I'll leave it in the hands of the expert.
Thank you so much. I'll have the nightmares for you. It's all good.
Thank you, mate. Appreciate that. So when you're not getting chased by zombies, Lou, what else do you get up to? What do you do as a if it work? Yeah.
So I also DJ as well. So I go to Truck Festival, sometimes Why Not as well, Isle of Wight, with This Feeling, and I always DJ their stage, which is always really, really fun. It's always a great night at Truck as well, because we have John Kennedy also doing a DJ set, and he's absolutely fantastic.
Yeah, I was there this year. I tried to get into that. I couldn't get near John's 10. It was rammed.
It's always rammed. Literally, it's always rammed. And I think it's because that is the new music tent. And I think it's so nice being a part of that, because it is the next generation of bands. And it's so nice to see people at Truck Festival. I think they're like-minded music fans, and they love to go and see it. But when we DJ at night, they sprint from the main stage to get in that tent. And it's just, I feel like a rock star for a night. Because normally I'm chatting to the bands, and then I feel like I'm one of them when I'm on the stage, which is really nice. So,
love that for you.
But yeah, I also do present in a lot of things as well. So I do, I was at Kendall Calling this year, presenting their podcast, which was so fun. I got to chat with everyone under the sun, like Frank Turner. We got to chat to the Kaiser Chiefs, Reverend the Makers, and it was just such a good experience. And I think I love doing that. I think festivals is where I love to present the most. I just love being in that environment, or anything music based. But I have done a bit of football, which I do enjoy as well, because my team is Nottingham Forest, and we're doing okay right now. So I feel proud to say.
So are you a Nottingham girl originally then?
I am a Nottingham girl originally.
Thank
Yes,
God. How you get through this city choosing a foreign team?
Oh, absolutely. Yeah, literally. And Nottingham Forest back in when they've only just become part of the Prem as well over the last couple of years. So yeah.
Good to have them back, I think. I'm a sort of 90s football kid.
Oh yeah.
Forest were a proper fucking Premier League team.
Oh,
you know what I mean?
yeah. My dad lives for those days. He's like, he especially the 80s when they did the Euros and they won, and he'll keep going that. And he'll be like, Dad, it will come back round one day. But at the minute, that's why he's like, yeah, let's go. yeah.
So tell me more about Truck. It's my first time going this year. I had a lovely time there. Who else did you catch at Truck this year?
I caught some really good bands actually. There was I think it was Gurriers. You know what Gurriers?
I missed them, but I love them.
Oh
they
my
are
gosh,
class.
it was my first time seeing them live, and they were absolutely wicked. I
Proper
loved
loud
them.
punk
Absolutely,
band.
So good. Home Counties as well. I interviewed them backstage.
Another band I love, but I missed.
They're absolutely wicked. Alfie Templeman. I love seeing him back as well. I love his music, and he does everything from his bedroom still as well, and I love that. And he's massive, and he's just he's still doing it, and he's the loveliest guy as well. I think musically he's really interesting. I think the nice thing about Truck is you have so many different stages and they're nice sizes. Like the main stage obviously is right in the middle of the festival, but then you can hop over to the Nest and see some great bands. Florence Road were really good as well. I'm really into them at the minute. I think Truck always has a really good lineup.
I think it's exactly my cup of tea, and I imagine yours as well.
Yes, absolutely.
Straight down the middle, indie as fuck.
Literally, you get some great fans in there as well. It's proper indie music fans in there, it's a really friendly festival. You never get any trouble there. It's chill, it's lovely, and it's a nice range of ages as well. Because sometimes at a festival you feel a bit old. Like I did Leeds Festival.
Lou, please, come on. You're a bit younger than me. Easy what you say here. But it's true though, like, I don't know,
Yeah.
it's quite a young crowd at Truck, but I didn't
Yeah.
feel that out of place. There's a few people of my sort of age group there and stuff.
Because it's people that love music. It's just that generally it doesn't matter how old you are or the age. I think the only festival that I really feel old at is Leeds Festival though, because it is 16-year-olds.
It literally
my
is.
first festival, because it was my first festival back in the day.
Mine too.
It's got to be done. It's like a rite of passage, Leeds Festival or Reading, whichever one you went
It was
to.
Reading, yeah.
Was it?
Yeah,
Yeah. You're that side of the
Of
country,
course,
aren't you?
of course.
Yeah, there you go. But I've never actually done Reading. I've only ever done Leeds in my time. So.
Well, I've got a feeling
Yeah.
next year you might be getting the call to host some sort of content there as well.
I'd love to.
Well, speaking of which, you did that this year at Leeds, didn't
I
you? So maybe
did.
that's a good segue. Tell us a bit more about that experience,
Oh,
please,
do you know
Lou.
what? That was incredible because we actually got invited last year, but unfortunately the weather conditions, the Orc stage got absolutely obliterated
really?
by the wind. Yeah,
Oh, no.
I think we got an email the day
you
before
were booked
saying,
to perform on that stage?
yeah, last
Oh,
year,
no.
and they were like, yeah, just they've like sent an email. They were like, oh yeah, so the tent's blown away, and we were like,
fucking hell.
okay, so we'd all ready to go. But the good thing was we got booked again this year, which was good. So we'd already had the concept because we've never done Spill the Sound live before. And obviously we can't, we have a tin bath for anyone that doesn't know. We have a tin bath full of balls. We can't take that on the road. So I've bought an inflatable bath, which we blow up.
That's good thinking.
Hey,
That's
it's good
good
fun.
thinking.
And
Not-
if it flooded, we could go on there just in case. You never know if it did rain. We had a boat out just in case. But yeah, it was incredible. We had Good Health, Good Wealth on, who are a wicked band. Very cool. It's really cool what they do with their music because it's very spoken word, but they bring in those kind of beats and stuff like.
a lot of personality in it, isn't there?
Absolutely, yeah. And their accent comes through, and I love it when people like kind of do music with their accent. I think it's wicked. Then we had Chanel Yates, who's like a country artist. So it was a really nice mix actually. And then we had kind of two different audiences coming through to watch the show. And to be honest, because we'd never done it live before, we didn't know what it was going to be like.
Yeah,
we were like,
sure.
is anyone going to come? Is anyone going to watch it? And we had a decent crowd, and they were into it, and they were getting involved, and and it shows that we can do the show live, which we've always wanted to try. Because we'd love to kind of invite people to watch the show being recorded and have a kind of Jules Holland kind of vibe with it. But yeah, so it's good to know the concept is there. And to Leeds Festival was such a full circle moment. If you'd have told 16-year-old me, I'd be taking a music show to Leeds Festival.
Absolutely.
I'd be like, you're having a laugh, mate. You're taking the piss.
But look at you now,
Look
Lou.
at me now.
Look at you now.
Got an inflatable bath and we're going.
Well, I'm thinking out loud. I'm looking at this space here that we're in. Surely you can do something live here at some point, right? Come
I
on, Lou.
think we were thinking about, that's definitely something we'd love to do. I think even with the interviews as well, we'd like to do the full show, have people, but it's like a concept that we're definitely working on. I think we're looking to probably do that next year. I think so.
There's a good night
Sell
out to
some
be had there
tickets.
somewhere, Lou.
Oh, come on, it's going to be
Come
good.
Cool, this is good. I'm getting a picture of you. I'm getting a measure of the woman behind it all. But I think we should talk a bit about the music.
Yes,
Before
go.
we get into the album and artists we're discussing today, what would you describe as your bread and butter musically, Lou?
Oh, I think I'm definitely an indie girl, but I say I'm an indie girl with an emo heart because
Okay.
I grew up
I love this.
with My Chemical Romance, The Offspring, Blink-182, Green Day. Like they were like my first kind of dip into music. I used to nail self-esteem.
gateway.
The gateway.
Yeah,
I used to nail self-esteem on SingStar. I was like, come on, that was my song by The Offspring. But my sister was always 5 years older than me, so I kind of followed her
Still is,
music
yeah.
taste. Yeah, she's younger than me. It's a Benjamin Button kind of thing. She's just gone younger. But yeah, so she kind of got me into music. So I always followed her footsteps. So obviously she went through her emo stage. So that was my first step into music. My family always got me into like 60s music though. And I loved the Kinks and the Beatles and the
See
Small
a bit of that in your
Faces.
outfit today, actually.
Oh,
There's a bit
I
of
love the
60s about
60s.
you.
Is my big
Yeah,
era.
yeah.
I love Bob Dylan. Like I'm such a fan of it. And lucky my dad was a big Beatles fan, so he got me into all that. My mum got me into like Blondie and that kind of 70s, 80s
Cool
kind of
parents,
stuff.
Lou.
Yeah. Very cool. And well, they gave me vinyls and we never had a vinyl player. So I always was desperate to play these vinyls, and I got one for my 18th birthday. And I finally got to spin them, but they're the old school ones. But then my sister got me into indie when she started to get into Arctic Monkeys and the Strokes.
Yeah.
And then so I followed that. I left the emo behind, and I was like, I'm an indie girl now. But you know what? I can sing every word to any emo song you can imagine. Like
It's in the DNA of you, isn't it?
it's in the DNA.
Yeah,
It's what
I
started
get
it
it.
all off, But also, there's a lot of punk roots with that as well. Because I love a bit of punk music as well. And I think Green Day and The Offspring in particular were like my gateway into punk as well a little bit. So that's kind of cool. But I like it. It's not that gives me nostalgia as well. A lot of that music.
Love that, Lou.
Yeah.
Love that. Okay. Come on then.
Yeah.
Tell us, which album are we deep diving today?
Well,
Lou?
we're going old school Arctic Monkeys. We've got Whatever People Say, That's What I'm Not by the Arctic Monkeys. Absolutely iconic album. The artwork for me, I always remember. I think that is one of the albums of artwork I always remember the most is that man on the front with his cigarette, absolutely chilling. But it just brings back so many memories. That I mean, I was just starting school when it came out, but again, my sister was older, so When it first came out, I didn't really relate to the lyrics because obviously I was going into year 7. So I was like 11, 12. But then when I got kind of like to sixth form and stuff, and when you listen, because it's one of those albums you listen to throughout the years. And I feel like as I got older, it was nice to be like, oh, clubbing. I get it. I get what he's singing about now. I see.
So you lived it in reverse.
I lived
heard
it in reverse.
what nightlife was like.
Yeah.
And then experienced it other side of it once it was already soundtracked for you.
That's right. And I remember coming back on a night out once and sitting in a taxi, and the song Red Light Indicates the doors are secured. I remember looking down at the taxi and I was like,
I have had this exact same moment.
that's on the taxi. And I never thought about that. I was what the, it was so weird, like a revelation, really strange.
I don't think, because I'm used to sort of like not being able to afford taxis, quite frankly.
Oh, God,
and London taxis, I don't think have that. I don't think. I could be wrong.
No, it's the
And I remember
black
being
ones.
up north in, it must have been Liverpool.
Yeah.
Oh my God, look, it says Red Light, doors are secure. It's like, it's a fucking taxi unit. Oh,
yeah, I never thought about that. I just thought it was a cool lyric that they had throughout the whole and it's the song title as well. So it's like, blow my neck.
Right then, so Arctic Monkeys are a 4-piece indie rock band from High Green, Sheffield, and are undoubtedly one of the great musical exports this or any country has ever produced. Their 2006 debut album, Whatever People Say I Am, That's What I'm Not only catapulted the band to mainstream stardom, but it also completely changed the music industry. Most of the songs featured on the album were given away to fans in demo form, and despite the public's insatiable desire for illegal MP3 sharing at the time, Britain talked of its feet and desired the physical format in such a big way that the album became the fastest selling debut album of all time. In more recent times, the band have been pushing themselves musically and created masterpieces that have divided critics and seen fans crave the chip shop rock made by boys in bands. Give us tropical reefs, give us trackie bottoms tucked in socks, and for the love of God, do not bring your chips into this bloody cab. What an album, Lou.
What an album.
What an
Trackie
album.
Bottoms tucked in socks as well. The lyrics are just brilliant, aren't they? They just literally they tell a story, and I think that's what I've always loved about it. It's so nice. Like, Still Take You Home is my favourite song on the album.
Here we go, straight into it.
Straight in.
Tell me more. What makes this one so good for you? I
tell you what, because I used to love dressing in a lot of Topshop. Topshop Princess, a rock star too. I used to love that lyric so much. And again, when I was younger, I was like, what do you mean? Like, the clubbing, it's all about going clubbing and seeing someone that you fancy and like wanting to get with them, and then they're like being all nonchalant. But yeah, I think I've always loved the rowdiness of that track.
Yeah.
But it's like halfway through the album as well. I don't think it's a well-known like song, really.
It's a key album track. It's not a single. They played it for a real long time, but they've not played it since like, I don't know, that second, maybe third album maybe.
Yeah.
But they brought back From Ritz to the Rubble, which I think is the sibling of Still Take You Home.
100% with the way it kicks in as well.
Very similar energy, very similar vibe. And they started bringing that one back to the set list a couple of years ago, but not Still Take You Home, which I agree.
I think it's a banger.
Is the strongest song.
It's a banger. Do you know what? I think it is as well. Their style has changed as well. So I think there's certain songs they just can't perform because they just don't do it in that rowdy style that they did, like, say, the Fourth Four, up to Suck It and See, or even AM, really. It was still kind of that, like, after that, their sound changed massively, and the way he sang and everything. So, but it's a shame. Like, I want to hear it. I do want to hear Still Take Me Home. I would love that.
Yeah. What do you make of Alex's current singing style the last couple of years? The elongated.
Yeah, there's like crooner vibes.
Yeah.
In it. Like,
how does the crooner sit with you?
I think with the newer stuff, like obviously with The Car and Tranquility Base Hotel, it obviously works because they're the songs that he's written in that way for a reason. But when he does the kind of older stuff, I'm like, it just needs the grittiness, doesn't it? It needs the punch. It needs that like Sheffield lad on tour going out, because he's also got a bit of an Americanized kind of way. He is really now, I think. But I mean, all bands change their style, but I think you've got to change your style, and he's got to do the old song. So I suppose he's got to bring that in a way. It would be kind of random if he starts singing, The Car, and then he does Still Take You Home.
It's a big segue.
In a different way. So I suppose you've got to kind of keep it succinct. But It is what it is. Artists move and they change, don't they? So
This artist.
They definitely have.
So paint a picture then, Lou. 2006, this album come out.
Yeah.
What was happening in your world in 2006?
I was just starting school. And I think because I was always into music and things like that. And I loved Topshop at the time. I was like, Topshop was the store. Everyone felt really cool when you went. I went from Tammy to Topshop. Do you know what I mean? It's the revolution.
There's only two stores across.
Literally. Oh, I used to love going through Topshop, and I think it was for like everyone as well, because there was those reality shirts. When I think about Topshop, and I think about those do you remember the reality shirts?
How can I forget? Like, it was just
everybody had them.
It was crazy.
It was crazy, and then there was V-neck ones as well that everyone used to have, especially in the men's really. But I loved Alexa Chung. I was obsessed, especially with because she used to do like T4 and things like that. As a presenter, I used to think, I didn't even know I wanted to be a presenter then, but I was like, she's so cool and she's so funny. I wanted to be her. I was like, oh my gosh, she's so cool. And obviously she went out with Alex Turner as well, so it was quite cool to see that kind of come together. But yeah, definitely the Topshop vibes made me think of that album after school, going into town and thinking, I need to look cool and I'm like a rock and roll princess. I'm going to go to Topshop. And I think that is exactly what that album brings to me, is like the rock and roll princess of like going out a bit, because Skins came out the following year, and I feel like that album gives me Skins vibes, like going out with your mates, drinking in parties, all that kind of stuff. And I think that's
year 7 Lou, dressed in the latest Topshop.
Hey, come on.
Heading down the park with a bottle of cider. Am I painting the correct picture?
Am
I filling in a few blanks?
That's it. Nottingham time, baby. There was literally, there is a spot in Nottingham that everyone used to go to in school as well, especially like midway through school. And it's when you'd like lie to your parents and you'd be like, oh yeah, I'm just going to sleep at somebody's house. And you'd be there.
Ours was called the Spider Park in South Ruislip. Yeah.
That's cool. Was there spiders there?
There's a big sort of climbing frame spider. It's mad.
Oh, was it like one of those ones with loads of ropes?
No, ropes. It was all metal, baby.
Oh, was it? Oh God, no health and safety there.
I guess in hindsight, you only had 4 legs, but it was a big spider.
Yeah.
What's called a spider with 4 legs?
A
spider. Start of a punch.
A spider?
But yeah, Spider Park was the park for me. Smoking fags and drinking cider. By this point, I'm a little older than you, Lou. I was in pubs at this point.
Well, there you go. The safer place to be, guys. Stay in school.
So I like this. Did you, year 7 you're discovering Arctic Monkeys. What was the rest of school and your community like at this point?
I mean, I was quite lucky because I think I actually made quite a few friends that enjoyed gigs, which was good. The first gig I ever went to was in Rock City, so I was very blessed in Nottingham with the gig venues. We had Rock City, we had Rescue, we still do. And do you know what? It's nice to see that Nottingham is probably one of the only places in the UK where stuff hasn't been shut down.
That's
like
really
Rock
cool.
City's still going, Rescue Room's still going, Bodega's still going. And I always used to love seeing the support bands. I used to love going down to support bands. And it was a time where you obviously you couldn't go on the internet and see what was doing. So we used to go down to Rock City and look at the list and be like, who's playing? And then we'd look at who's supporting.
Stop by Topshop, then go to...
Look at the Rihanna t-shirts and then head over to Rock City. But yeah, I was very lucky that I had friends that did want to go to gigs and things. Which was nice. A very select few. It wasn't until I went to college where I had a big group of people that loved festivals and gigs, and we used to go a lot. But yeah, there was the odd time through my school years where I went with a couple of friends that liked gigs and things. But it's good because when you go to a 14+ gig, you feel really cool. And I think my first gig was All American Rejects.
Tell me more about this, please.
Right, yes. So All American Rejects. In fact, that was an album I bought. I went to America and I bought Dookie for the first. Well, we went to a little music shop in America. We went to Florida, and I bought Dookie and I bought All American Rejects. And when I bought the album, I wanted to go see them, and they played Rock City. And I had a friend at the time who loved them as well, so we went. And I felt really cool. It's like you go without your parents, and you're like, let's go. You can't get a drink, but it's fine.
Were there cigarettes?
There wasn't. No, not in. Well, there might have been. There probably would have been actually. But I think a lot of them in there were sort of 14 to... Well, that doesn't stop people, does it? But I don't want to put an age on it.
Trying to admit to crimes.
Yeah, let's get it cancelled. Let's go. No, but yeah, definitely. There probably was. And I think... I don't know if that was at the time we could still smoke inside. I can't remember. Probably not.
It was 2007, I think.
Was it? Yeah, no, it might have been just... It was probably a couple of years just after that. But yeah, so it was... Yeah, I remember it being quite a young crowd, though. It was a young crowd. But I think it was the first time I went in on my own to a gig, and I was because that isn't the first live music I ever went to see, but we can leave that because it's not as cool. It's not as cool.
Well, now I'm going to have to ask you. You're not getting away that scot-free.
I'll tell you
what I'll do. I'll tell you my first live gig first.
Okay.
And then that will take the heat off whatever you've got to say.
Okay, great. Okay, go on.
Are you sat down?
I'm sat down. I'm ready.
Savage Garden.
Really?
Truly, madly,
No
deeply.
way.
It wasn't my choice. It wasn't
Yeah.
going to Mum and Dad. Oh, I really want to see Savage Garden, please, Mum. But it's a mate from mine from school.
Yeah,
He
that's what
really
they all
wanted
say.
to go. His dad got
Yeah.
him tickets. And he's like, oh, Billy, do you want to come with me to watch Savage Garden? And I'm like, well,
Okay,
yeah, I guess
yeah,
so, yeah. And then when it's just awkward, two fucking 14-year-olds won't know what to do with themselves
yeah.
at Docklands Arena.
Yeah, I know. You don't. Yeah,
It's just so awkward.
No,
you know?
I know. You just kind of stood there, aren't you? You're like
Just stood there.
just there for the bounce,
stood
just
there.
there for Savage Garden.
There's
Let's
no
go.
banter. We're just two young men that can't communicate with
yeah.
each other, really. It was really awkward.
Free ticket. I'm gonna go.
It was a free
There you
ticket.
go.
I went, but I know my dad had the right because we're like from West London.
Yeah.
Docklands Arena is pretty far.
Yeah.
And the plan was just, I'll meet you outside.
Yeah.
And I can just imagine my dad driving through London going, how the fuck am I going to find these boys and 10,000 people
my
leaving
God,
the
yeah,
thing?
you're little as
It's
well.
second-hand stress. My dad's really short as well, actually.
Yeah,
Like,
I
I'm
know.
not, but like, my dad is really short. Still seems to be steps. Yeah, poor dad.
But he
So,
found you because you're here today.
I'm here
You're not
today.
still in the Savage Garden
I'm
crowd.
not stuck in Docklands Arena, yeah. So, okay, that's my credibility out the fucking water now,
Right.
Lou. So I need you to give me this answer, please.
Okay, so this was something when I was about 7 or 8. We went to Blue. It was a boy band Blue. But I tell you what, I interviewed them last year and it was a
great.
full circle
Yes.
moment.
Love that.
And it was so funny because I said to them, like the last time I saw you, I was 7. And they went, what, you've never been back? And I was like, to be fair, no. But yeah, so yeah, it was Blue, which
They're
was
good
weird.
boys. I don't mind a
it
bit
was
of Blue.
the boy band era, they won it. The early noughties
You
was
were a
the boy band
7-year-old
era.
girl in an era of boy bands. What are you
That's
going to
it.
do?
What am I
Lou?
going to do?
You're
I'm
a
going to
victim of
go
circumstance here.
watch Blue and have a great time. You know
And
what?
I bet you bloody did.
I did. I used to really fancy Simon, and I was like, Simon, call me. Not at 7 because that would have been weird.
I'm assuming he didn't call you back.
Yeah, no, he didn't. Yeah, not there. I hold him aside. He's like, well,
Fair
you're
play,
7.
Simon. We respect it. Boundaries are important.
Exactly.
So do you remember when you first heard Arctic Monkeys?
Yes, it was. So my sister used to buy the CDs, and I used to nick them. So
How much older is your sister, sorry?
she's 5 years older than me.
you'd
Yeah.
say,
So she bought whatever people say. That's what I am. That's what I'm not. And then so she'd listen to it, and then I'd kind of like. Well, she'd always offer me to ever want to listen to them, but I'd sneak into her room and I'd be like, can I ever listen now? And, because obviously you didn't have Spotify then and, you even got LimeWire where you'd get a virus on your computer. So I nicked it from her and then listened to it. And I remember listening to it in my room because you listen to it from full. And I think this album you have to listen to in full.
Yeah.
And you can listen to this album in full. And I think, I just remember like listening to it in my room and not skipping a track. I was like, this is so good because I think because it was rowdy and because it was loud and it was all the electric guitars. They're a big guitar band, and obviously because I'd been listening to like The Offspring and like Blink-182, I loved the loud. I wanted loud, I wanted rowdy, but it was a different type of loud and rowdy. It was the indie side of loud and rowdy. And I just fell in love, and I just remember listening to the album, and I played it again and again and again, and I learnt that album within minutes. And do you know what? I used to love flicking through the books you used to get in CDs and look at the lyrics and read them. And I always used to love reading lyrics. So when it was kind of playing, I'd always read the lyrics. And so my bedroom was where I first ever heard it. And me and my sister used to have a bit of a thing about buying albums. Like if she'd introduced me to a band, if I bought the next album, she would be livid. So I actually bought Favourite Worst Nightmare after that. And she was fuming. She was like, I can't believe you bought that. I need to buy it.
Hang on, this is crazy. So
Yeah.
your sister gets the ump when you're bringing a CD she wants into the household.
Yeah, but she had to buy it because she introduced me to
That
that
is
band.
some competitive
We used to
sisterness there.
fall out. Literally, like, I can't believe you bought that one. I need to buy it. I told you about Arctic Monkeys. And yeah, so it's quite funny. Like we laugh about it now, but we were like that, like with a lot of different albums and things. But yeah, listen to it in my room in full. And there's nothing quite like when you used to put a CD on, you just press play. You would listen to it from top to bottom. Like it was a very special moment, I think.
Well, this one's a really hard one to skip. It's just so bloody solid.
Oh my God.
When are you going to skip?
I actually don't know.
When are you going to skip,
I
Lou?
actually
Show
don't
me where.
know.
You can't show me.
No,
it can't be done.
there isn't.
So normally I do ask on this podcast, what's the worst bit of the album?
Yeah.
I think...
I actually couldn't tell you.
What are you going to tell me?
No. I think the only thing I would probably do is, I think A View from the Afternoon, I would switch with Fake Tales of San Francisco. I just think the way Fake Tales of San Francisco comes in as like more of an album track.
Yeah.
I don't know. That's the only thing I'd change, but it's not a big thing. Yeah. But only those two, that probably A View from the Afternoon a bit later on in the album.
It's funny you say that, actually, because I think that is kind of what I used to do. Because I don't know about you, it doesn't sound like you were, but I was very early on with this band, and I was very attached to the early demos.
Yes.
And View from the Afternoon wasn't out as a demo at all. That was like a new song.
That was, yeah.
And for some reason, rather than being excited about that and going, oh, it's a new song for me, I was quite stubborn about it, going, oh, I don't know. I'd rather have heard like Choo Choo or Waving Bye to the Train or the Bus, the one that didn't get made onto the album.
Yeah.
And I sort of had this stubbornness and like kept it at a distance. But
Yeah.
as the years have gone by, I've realised what an unbelievably good song it is.
The thing is that the writing of Arctic Monkeys is absolutely incredible. Like, I think if you listen to it, it paints the pictures perfectly. Like, there's not a band that you feel like you're on the night out with them. You feel like you're in that situation.
I can smell the rain.
You can smell it. The way they describe, and like you can just tell what they were like in Sheffield and growing up in Sheffield, and and it was like that. They were kind of talking about the grittier side of people like, especially like working class kids that coming through as well.
Yeah.
It's like, that's exactly what it is, and I think that's what resonated with so many people. And I think Arctic Monkeys are a band where they're quite genre bending in terms of like, I feel like if people are, I don't know, if someone loves pop music and that's their big genre, they'll still say, I love the Arctic Monkeys. You know what I mean?
You don't know how right you are. So when this album came out, I was working in a shoe shop in
no
Uxbridge.
way.
Shout out to Cube and the Cube heads out there.
Hey, come on.
Selling trainers to the great people of Uxbridge. And I know even the hip hop guys and the garage guys would love this album.
Yeah.
They've got this mass appeal that no one has had since.
No, it's so hard.
So what do you think made Arctic Monkeys stand out to their contemporaries and made them break through those barriers that had never been done before?
I think it was just real. I think it was just like lads just chatting and just the way it was put together. And I think because the first album does feel a lot more unpolished than the following albums.
Yeah, sure.
Because I think they didn't have the budget then, you know what I mean? They're probably
They're
fresh from MySpace, weren't they?
Yeah,
so
absolutely.
they were like,
they weren't
come
used
on.
to the studios. Get in there, knew the songs back to front, banged it out, bang
to the
in
pub.
the pub by
yeah,
seven. Exactly,
you can literally see it, can't you? And I think people just kind of like would just relate to it. I think because it was so relatable, I just think
exactly what it is.
That's what people wanted to hear. Like, it's not intricate in like, it's not like a poem, like say like you listen to like Bob Dylan or something and it goes into all these metaphors and things like that. It's just
so
meat and
direct.
potatoes. Yeah, it's like this is what it is, but it's just done in such a conversational way, but cleverly. And I think that's what resonated with so many people. And I think that's why they still do, even though they have changed their style a little bit, they've still continued that storytelling in their music. I think because I know this is off the album, but Cornerstone, I love that song. You know what I mean? The way that takes you on a journey and things. And I think it's just a real solid, gritty meat and potatoes album, and that's why people love it so
People
much.
love meat and potatoes.
They love meat and potatoes, and I do.
I'd know as a vegan. No one likes vegetables.
No. Yeah.
So when you listen to this album now,
Yeah.
what emotions does it stir? What do you feel when you listen to this album now, Lou?
I feel a lot of nostalgia, and I think it takes me back. It just takes me back to my youth. It generally does. Like, I think, especially when I got to college and things like that, because Skins had been out a couple of years then, but my college was a lot like Skins. It was that kind of vibe.
Sure.
And I think it takes me back to just like parties and just making friends and just like having so much fun. And I think it takes you back to a time where life just didn't have a meaning and you were just kind of living it as it was. And because we didn't have Facebook then, you know what I mean? We didn't have Instagram and TikTok and all that kind of stuff. And I think it takes you back to a time where like you were so free. You weren't really worried about what you look like. You weren't really, you didn't look at outfit wise. You kind of just wear what you thought looked cool at the time. And you just weren't, I feel like now we're so fixated on what other people think of us and things like that and comparing ourselves on social media and things. I think then like it was just so free. You just, you'd on Facebook, you'd bang up about 70 photos where you'd just be horrendous. And it's like the same photo about 7 times with your digital camera. And I think I love that feeling of being free and being in those times and not having nothing to worry about. And you weren't thinking, I've got to make a video for TikTok to show where I am. You know what I mean? You didn't have to tell anyone where you were. You just lived the moment. And that's what that album says to me, I think.
Love that.
Yeah.
Love that. So, what would be the perfect setting to listen to this album? And I need you to paint a picture here, Lou.
Yeah.
Where are we? Who are we with? Tell me everything.
I think pre-drinks. I do think pre-drinks. Because I think with pre-drinks, you need an album where you're chatting and you're drinking, and then you start to, when you've kind of, you're just having a nice time with your best pals.
Yeah.
You're getting ready for the night. You're having a good time.
So whose house are we at? Where are prees?
Oh, probably mine, to be fair.
You're a prees host then?
People love to come to mine for prees. I used to live in a place in Nottingham which was so far away from everybody else. They were like North Knots and I was South Knots, but they travel all the way to South Knots, have prees at mine. It's because my parents were quite chill with it, to be fair. They were like, let's get everyone round. But they had to go through town to get to mine, so they'd literally
go back on themselves.
So we'd all go back in on the bus. But yeah, so probably at mine we'd have prees. I'd invite some of my closest pals, my loveliest gig going friends that can sing this album from top to bottom, where you're chatting, you're just drinking, you're just having a laugh, and then you get to that part of pre-drinks where you kind of notice that the songs are playing, and then you all start getting up and singing, and you're all like dancing before you go out, and it's that hyped moment. I feel like just because of the nature of the album and the way it is, I feel like you just need to be with like your closest pals, and it's like almost like a little bit of karaoke. You're singing it together,
Love
and you're
it.
losing your voice before you go out. I think that's exactly what that album does.
So as a certain romance is coming to an end, the door is closing. What sort of time is it, Lou? As we're leaving the house.
As we're leaving the house. I mean, now I'm older, so
ideally that's 6:37.
Yeah, be in bed by 9. But yeah, probably to be honest, we do some of the late ones, so probably about 11 p.m. Well, 11 p.m. Get into town. Find a nice bar. We like bars now with good music. Me and my pals, though, we like a good bar with good music. I'm not a clubby girl anymore.
Sure,
you know, I like her where I can sing. You know what I mean?
Love singing.
But yeah, I love a bit of singing. Love to lose my voice.
So, how would you describe the average Arctic Monkeys fan, Lou?
I would say indie lovers for a start, and I think people that just are carefree and love to have a good time. I genuinely think that is what it is. I feel like when you put on an album like that, and if we were to see it live again in its heyday, you could just imagine the crowds and the mosh pits and people kind of getting really stuck in. I just think it is just one of those albums where you can just take you back to your youth. And I think it is quite laddie. It is quite laddie. I think it is lads. It's very lads on tour. It is lads on tour.
But I also think it's sort of, they're not like toxic men. But there's an era of like, obviously, you know, historical, that in the noughties, women weren't getting supported in the music industry at all. So it was full of men.
Yeah.
And some bands come across as like a bit toxic, but Arctic Monkeys never had that.
No,
I think it was a pretty safe space for women. I think. Am I right to assume?
No, I completely agree with you, because I think it brought in this, like, I think it was like the cool indie girls like getting into it, and they felt like they could be in that environment, because sometimes gigs could be like really male orientated.
Like Kasabian, for example, that would be a much laddier gig.
Yeah, it's changed now, but back in the day it really was. Yeah, no, it was. I remember seeing Kasabian like about 10 years ago or something like that, and it was a different place. It was a different place, but yeah, I think that's it, isn't it? But I think crowds evolve, and I think the way it gets integrated as well is nice as well. I think people feel like...
Do you think the Alexa Chung effect might have had something to do with that?
I think so. Yeah. I do. I think because she was like a cool indie girl. And
the coolest. She was the best.
She was the best. And like Fern Cotton as well.
Yeah, sure.
You know what I mean? Like these women that were just so cool and like edgy, and they dressed how they wanted to dress, and they were just like into the music. And so people would look up to them like I did. I'd be like, oh, they're really cool. They love going to gigs. I love going to gigs. You know what I mean? It's normal. Like, you know, I don't have to be rowdy lad to be there. Do you know what I mean? And I think that's it. But it gets ingrained into the society in different ways, doesn't it?
Absolutely.
So
love it.
Yeah.
So pre-drinks at yours, we're leaving. How's Lou dressed? When you're listening to this album.
Oh, is this now or back in the day?
Give me a bit of both. I'd like the idea. Well, we've got an idea of 16-year-old you, top shop you.
Yeah.
Let's say when you're the age they were. So let's say early 20s.
Early 20s.
Big clubbing years for Lou.
Oh, yeah. So, I mean, in my uni days, I used to kind of like...
Where was uni for you?
So I was Cardiff. Yeah.
What a city.
And I love it. So good. I was there presenting the other day, and I'm just like, so good to be back. It's like a city that I just love so much. I love Cardiff. So if I was going out in Cardiff, so there was a really cool club in Cardiff called Welsh Club, which is called Clubby Vorbach.
Never been there, man.
Yeah.
I've heard good things.
Really good. So they had like funk and soul nights, and they had like indie nights and things like that. So it was always really cool music. They had one floor that was Motown, they had one floor that was like indie, and we used to have a club like that in Nottingham as well, and I just loved that mix.
What was that? What was the one in Nottingham?
It was called Bop. Yeah, it was amazing. They don't have it anymore. It was the best club in the world.
That
oh my
sound
gosh.
very indie.
No, it's not. So it doesn't. So basically, they had like an indie floor upstairs, and then they had like a Motown bit, but it was like a proper speakeasy vibe. Right. So it felt really like 60s, and everyone used to dress quite 60s in there, and very cool.
This. Yeah.
But yeah, in uni, I think in uni, I'd say my style changed slightly. So I was a bit more. I did the clubbing stuff as well. So, but I always, you know what I mean? Like you do change up your style a little bit. But yeah, I'd still wear like, so I'd wear like little heels, but they were more like it's still like Doc's boot type stuff. You know what I mean? And then like probably like a black dress, and then tights, and I'd always wear like a necklace like this. I've always loved Fred Perry as well. That's always been a love for me. So sometimes I go out in a Fred Perry dress and things like that. So yeah, so that would be my sort of outfit then. So it's kind of evolved from the top shoppy stuff to more I'm obsessed with the 60s. I love the mod fashion. I love mod fashion. Like I always have. Like Quadrophenia is one of my favourite films. Like, I love that look, and I feel like that comes into the indie scene really well.
Very much.
I feel like that,
particularly for the girls, I think. Yeah,
massively. So I feel like with Arctic Monkeys and stuff, that Fred Perry look and feel is a thing, and it still is now. And I think
it's funny because they wore less Fred Perry than we think. They didn't wear that much of it, yet everyone seems to think that they did.
Yeah,
Miles Kane definitely did.
Yeah, Miles Kane was,
But like, I know it gets said a lot about Arctic Monkey. They dressed exactly how like we dressed.
Yeah.
And they did. It was wearing like Lyle and Scott a lot. But
baggy
not as much
tee.
Fred Perry,
No, yeah.
Fucking class.
Like skinny, remember skinny jeans?
But their jeans were never that skinny.
No,
they weren't.
weren't.
It's funny because everyone thinks they were.
Yeah.
They weren't wearing wrinkle pickers.
No,
They weren't wearing the skinny jeans. They were barely wearing Fred Perry.
I actually think the skinny jeans was more for the alt world. I think that was more the alt, like the skater look and the Blink-182 kind of vibes. Like
they were actually wearing it. Indie fans were.
Yeah.
But they weren't dressing the same as the bands
No, they
necessarily.
weren't. They weren't. No. Yeah,
it's like the Mandela effect. Are you familiar with the Mandela effect?
Yeah,
exactly.
It is, yeah. When you think about it, that is so true. Yeah, and a lot of the indie bands were the same. Yeah, you think you have a picture of them, but then you're like, actually, no.
No, it's just not quite how
it's
they
the
were
fans
dressed.
that chose their own look.
Exactly, it really is.
Yeah.
It's funny. Okay, how often do you go back to this album, Lou, and how well do you think this is aged?
Oh, massively. It's aged so well. Do you know what? And so when I do DJ sets and stuff like that, I obviously I do a lot of indie DJ sets and alternative DJ sets. And this album, I know I could go back to. I mean, probably certain tracks that I could go back to, but I have had times where I've played songs like from Block Party and I've seen kids with their Shazam out, and that makes me want to actually cry inside. But
you're not proud of that? They're enjoying what you're playing.
That's what
you're
I mean.
educating
I'm
them.
telling them they need to know what Helicopter and Banquet is. It's very important. It's part of society. Silent Alarm was a banging album. But yeah, with like indie stuff, I think with Arctic Monkeys in particular, that has aged well. And I mean, I bet you look good on the dance floor. It's a classic. It is a classic. And whether someone's born in 2010 or they were born in 1994, do you know what I mean? They're going to know the song.
Or 86.
Or 86. Come on. Even longer. There we go. That's that. I think that's... And like... There's a couple of songs on there that Fake Tales of San Francisco as well. Rich the Rubble, I still think is a classic. And I think I still play those songs in my DJ sets and they will go off. So I think that's what shows it has stood the test of time, because whether the parents are introducing them to it or that it's just ingrained in society, I just think people know of this album and they'll never forget it. It's just one of those indie albums that is... so iconic. It's imprinted on our hearts, and you know that's what makes them such a band that's going to have longevity forever.
Yeah.
Because even though they change their sound, they're ingrained in society with their old stuff because they just hit the nail on the head. Yeah. They were so good.
It's funny because a lot of bands in that era, they won't ever find a new fan base.
No,
they'll keep playing to the same crowd. Me,
and
my mates, but people like a bit younger, 10 years, 15 years younger, they're not discovering a band like, I don't know, let's say, the Holloways, for example.
Yes.
So they're on a new tour.
Yeah.
No one's going to.
No.
They've not found a new fan base. I think Arctic Monkeys, to an extent, Block Party maybe, and Jamie T particularly.
Yes, Jamie T.
They're still getting played on Radio X all the time. And
Yeah.
16-year-olds are getting excited by this music that's 20-odd years old now.
Massively. Because I think it's rowdy, especially Jamie T. He's always had
It's the
that rowdiness. He's got the rowdiness to him.
Kids love rowdiness. Rowdiness never goes out of style,
That
Lou.
does well. That's it. And I think with the Holloways and stuff, that it has been a band that's... Because at the time, they were like, you know, they
on top of the world.
Yeah, exactly. And I mean, Pigeon Detectives are coming back quite a bit now as well. They're doing a lot of tours, but they...
Not to the same level they were, though, right?
No.
I don't think that's actually a really good position of, like, new kids aren't discovering Pigeon Detective and getting excited. Am I right in saying that? Is that fair?
Yeah, that is so fair. Like, I think, you know, because I've been at festivals when they're playing and they just don't know the words. They're just watching this band and they just, I think they've heard the name of the band. And, you know, but the Wombats Wombats and Two Door Cinema Club, them two have definitely stood the test of time and they're still smashing it. But yeah,
Which surprises me. I didn't think Wombats would have the longevity they've had.
I thought it'd be same as Pigeon Detective. I thought they'd peter out, but the Wombats have, the
kids love it.
They do, and they're evolved. I'd actually chatted to Dan from the Wombats at Kendall Calling, and it was quite interesting chatting to him because we were talking about like how they've tried to keep their sound relevant and stuff, because they go out to LA and write, I think, and Morph does, who the front man and stuff, and he goes out there and writes a lot of stuff. So I think they quite cleverly try and cater to the audience. So if they release new stuff, it fits a little bit more with the indie that's coming out now rather than the noughties indie.
Yeah.
But you know, it does go wild when they're playing Let's Dance to Joy Division. Do you know what I mean?
That song,
people love that song. Kill the Director had a resurgence on TikTok. It's like TikTok's bringing it all back. That's what's going on.
It's all down to TikTok.
It's all the kids, man.
But it's funny, I was thinking about this actually in the drive up earlier. When this album first came out, the whole thing was they're an internet band.
Yes.
And they were like the first internet band.
Yeah.
But they sort of shook that off pretty quickly. I remember Conor McNichols, who was the NME editor at the time this band broke, he said before that, like, this is the first time we'd lost control.
Yeah.
We didn't break this band, the internet did.
Yeah.
And it feels like even though that was the story at the time, they've stepped away from that in such an elegant and graceful way.
Yeah.
And they are the opposite of an internet band now,
They
right?
really
They're an
are.
analog band.
They literally are. Like, it's weird. It's because MySpace was that platform, wasn't it, at the time? And like, it was that was the only platform that was out there. But those of bands didn't make it. There was nobody's band putting their music on MySpace. They never made it. But that's it. I think they did shake it off dead quickly. And I think because it wasn't a thing, like the internet still wasn't quite like, you know, there's like TikTok now. If they're a TikTok band, that seems to get attached with a lot of bands now and things. But I think it was because it was like, oh, they came off MySpace, cool. Everyone forgot. After that, they were like, oh, they're just a band, because the internet just wasn't as powerful. It wasn't a thing that we all loved so much, was it, at the time? So it was like, you know.
Absolutely.
So there you go.
Is Arctic Monkeys' best song on this album?
No.
That's the correct answer.
I don't think it is. I think it was a foundation. I don't think some of their best work came till Suck It and See and Humbug. I love AM as well.
Give me specifics. What songs are we thinking of, Lou? What are their best songs?
Although I say that, but I love 505 from Favourite Worst Nightmare. I do love that. I think that is a brilliant song. Cornerstone, like I said earlier, absolutely adore that track. I tell you what, I do love AM. I do love Arabella on AM. I think that is just...
It's fucking
cosmic, my God. I think as an album, I call it a really sexy album, AM.
It's the sexiest
I just think it's so sexy. It's like the way the riffs, the way it's written, like what it's written about. He's gone through some hard times. He's definitely broken up with someone and he's trying to get her back, you know what I mean? But
drinking his way through it.
And I just it's not really real, but yeah, Cornerstone, I just love the way that song is penned, and you can feel his, you know, and we've all been there and we've all like seen people that we've used to like really like in other places, and I just think that was one of the best songs. And Arabella as well. I think that's such an underrated song on AM. I really do. Sure. Because obviously, Are You Mine? It's
one of my favourites, I think, on that album as well, definitely.
I think so. I think because Do You Want to Know and Are You Mine? They kind of like were the iconic ones from that, isn't it? But Arabella. But do you know what? I haven't delved into The Car and Tranquility Base Hotel
I was going to ask
enough.
This. They get a lot of flack, those albums.
Yeah,
so I was keen to see what your take was on these records.
Yeah, I think I've listened through like once or twice, but I couldn't tell you a standout track for me because I haven't listened to it enough. Whereas the other albums I would listen to, like we were saying, like going back to albums, I'd listen to the others quite a few times. So
I've got good news for you, Lou.
Yeah.
They're fucking class.
Yeah. That's the thing. I really need to do it, and I think it's because I've loved the old Arctic Monkeys so much, and that was when it started to change. But I know the songwriting's there because I have listened to it. And I listened to it and I thought, I love I do like the sound of it. I do like it. I like.
And a lot of people don't. I'm glad to hear that's the case because I think Tranquility Base might be their best album.
Okay.
Hot take, right?
You know what?
Hot take.
On the way back. Yeah.
I think Star Treatment, the song that opens that album, is the best Arctic Monkeys song ever.
Okay.
Big words. These are big words here, Lou.
Yeah. But
I'm standing by them.
Yeah.
It's got some weird points on the album as well.
yeah. I remember
that. I don't mind telling you that. Bat Phone's an odd song.
Yeah.
But it is unbelievable, that album. And I think I'm quite proud of myself for not being stubborn enough and going, I like the old Arctic Monkeys.
Some people
These
won't touch
records
it.
mean so much to me.
Yeah.
That I'm glad I was able to go on that journey with Alex. And like, I listened to The Car on the way up here earlier.
Yeah.
I'd not listened to that for about 9 months to a year.
Yeah.
It is fucking class.
Yeah.
It is so good. It's so magical. And he's still painting that picture really well. I can sort of imagine the rooms that he's in and see the scenery, and
that's what he's so
still
good at.
He still does it so effortlessly, doesn't he?
It's just different way, isn't it? Yeah. Do you know what? I really need to like stick and have like a proper listen through.
Pull your finger out, Lou.
Pull my finger out. I've only dabbled in them. Do you know what I mean? Bad fan.
Bless you. How many times have you seen Arctic Monkeys live, Lou?
Do you know what? I've never seen them live. I've only seen them.
This podcast is over.
It's over. Do you know what? It's always clashed with something, or it's always been a time when they've played and I just can never make it. It's like cursed. It's actually cursed. Like I'm like, I'm gonna get tickets. Then I'm like, I can't. I'm away or I'm doing something. It's actually been cursed. So I've only ever watched them on like telly, like Glastonbury performances, and like, which isn't the same. But
then what is the go-to YouTube live performance for Arctic Monkeys for you?
Ooh. What was it definitely was a Glastonbury one. I don't know what year it was, but it would have been an early one. There was an early Glastonbury.
It was 07 on the second album.
That must have been it. Yeah, it must be that one.
It was AM as well. Like 2013, I guess.
Yeah, I think it was like old, like when they were all like we said, dressed in their like
Berghaus.
Loving Life. I think because that's like. It's nice. I watched the Maccabees one actually like that. I like watching the bands when they were in their heyday in that kind of bit. But yeah, so I need to see him live like I mean, I've heard a rumour there was a 2026 tour, but that's not been...
There has been a slight hint towards that,
Yeah.
actually, so I'm keen to see what happens. I
Yeah.
know Alex was photographed in the studio, I think it was last year, but it wasn't with the Monkeys, it was
Yeah.
with some of the guys from Shadow Puppets, but not mine.
Oh, yeah, because...
So I think it's more likely to be a solo project, I think.
Yeah, I think, because they brought back Shadow Puppets for a bit, didn't they?
Yeah.
They did a
What
couple
about
of
now,
them.
though? That would have been 2015, 2016,
Yeah,
maybe?
it was a while
The second
ago.
album?
Yeah, so I think I definitely, I've made it my mission that hopefully it doesn't clash with something. Like, I just think it's just curious. Like, the world does not want me to see Arctic Monkeys. So, yeah, I'm going to try and make it my mission to go and cancel.
I didn't come in to give you homework, Lou, but it's kind of gone this way now,
Yeah,
hasn't it?
yeah. Literally, like, sort it out.
But
Get
I'm
Arctic
worried
Monkeys
of costing you
tickets.
indie points here, by the way. You're admitting on camera to having never
Yeah.
seen Arctic Monkeys live.
Yeah,
Lou. I'm
and
really sorry I brought this out of
That's
you.
literally 90% of my following, so stay with me, guys. I
That's
promise I'll
getting
make
edited.
it up
This
to you.
whole part's getting cut off for your own career. For your own career. You touched on it earlier. What do you make of the artwork, Lou?
Oh my gosh, iconic. I think it's there's something about it that you just don't forget. It's so simple because I think I was looking into where it came from. I'm pretty sure they just met him in like a pub or
No,
something.
not quite. It's Chris McClure
Yeah.
from Reverend and the Makers.
Yeah.
It's his brother.
Oh,
And basically
okay.
they gave, I can't remember, it was like 400 quid, 500 quid. They said,
Yeah.
go out,
Yeah,
get mash up,
yeah,
and come back here in 6 hours and we'll
Yeah.
photograph you.
yeah.
You know, kind of a shit thing to do.
Yeah, I know, isn't it? Yeah, like you're gonna be on an album
It's
cover, but it's fine.
unsophisticated, isn't it? You know what I
Yeah,
mean?
exactly. It's gonna be plastered everywhere. But
No,
cool.
Chris McClure and John McClure. Oh, sorry, Chris McClure's the brother. John
Yeah.
McClure's Reverend and the Makers.
Yeah,
It's
yeah,
Chris
yeah.
McClure, the guy.
Yeah.
And I think for a long time he was a bit off the rails after that.
Yeah.
And he's very much sorted himself out now, and he's like sober and stuff. But
Yeah.
like, yeah, what a legacy! Like to be capture that iconic cover.
Literally,
Like,
you
yeah.
are the person. Like I'd tell
Every
everyone,
time he went to a pub, he'd never paid for a beer in his life.
Oh,
and the rest of it was
literally, I'd be
the
like,
same.
that's me. I'd tell everyone always as well. That would be my personality trait for the rest of my life.
You know,
I'd be like that
the
baby.
defining moment in your life.
I was on an album cover, smoking a fag, and I was steaming.
Yeah.
That's a good way to be. But yeah, how cool is that, lad? I just think it's so simple.
Yeah.
It's the best artwork are the ones that are so simple.
Yeah, yeah.
Like, you know, like Nevermind, and you've got the baby in the pool. Do you know what
Yeah.
I mean? Just swimming. It's just, yeah, that's the thing.
It sounds like the album looks like the album sounds, doesn't
Exactly.
it?
Oh my gosh, yeah. You look at the album cover, and if you were like, because sometimes I used to go into like CD shops and things and pick up albums. If I wanted to find new music, I'd be like, oh, I like the look of that album cover. I'll take it. But if you were looking like, oh, I really want to see something gritty or like a really cool like kind of laddie album, I would know that was that.
Yeah,
Do you know what I
yeah,
mean?
you know
Like,
what you're in for.
I know
You
what's
know
going
what
on with
you're
that.
in
I'm
for.
gonna have a pint and drink down there.
So how would you sell this album to someone that's never heard Arctic Monkeys before? 60-second elevator pitch.
Okay.
To the uninitiated.
Okay. So I would say that if you love going out or you have a lovely view of how you were as a youth and you want it gritty, you want storytelling, you want to just get immersed in a world where you can just relate to and think, I see this with my mates, that is the album for you. Genuinely, I think it is an introduction into indie. If you want to, if you've never listened to indie music before, I feel like that is the perfect introduction into indie. Especially because it's Naughty's indie, which is the king of indie.
Is there
And I
any
feel
other
like
kind, Lou?
there is the best indie. And yeah, I just think it is just an iconic album. And again, it's one that you can listen to from top to bottom and you will not be disappointed. I'll eat me shoe if you're disappointed. That's what I will say.
She'll do it.
I will.
She will do it.
I'm ready.
I'm
like
sold, Lou.
shoes. Yeah.
I'm sold.
There
That
we
was
go.
class.
There we go.
We've covered a lot of ground there.
Yeah.
This has been great. Anything we've not touched on yet you'd like to mention? Any memories or moments attached to this album you'd like to tap into?
I think for me, like, indie does remind me of my sister a lot, and I think that's what I think is really nice. Me and my sister have always been like, with music and stuff, it's always been our thing. And I think these, especially the Naughty's indie, you know, if I see a meme of anything to do with Naughty's indie or a song that comes up or something like that, I'll always send it to her and she'll like vice versa. So I think for me, like, just, you know, being at home and living at home and growing up, it does remind me of growing up at home. And I think it's really nice, like, when I'd go into my sister's room and I'd nick a CD, or, you know, we'd fall out over buying like different things. And I think this album in particular just reminds me of that. And, you know, she was obviously going out clubbing and stuff. She was actually living what they were singing at that point. So, you know, and also just like her teaching me life things that were quite intense at the time. You know, I feel like an older sibling will always tell you about things. You're like, what? I'm not ready to hear that right now. You know what I mean? It just reminds you of that kind of thing and like growing up. So yeah, definitely. I loved the Naughties. I just think the Naughties was a fab time. It was a very simple time. So
Nice,
I like
mate.
that. Yeah.
Nice. I can relate to that in quite a big way.
Yeah.
My little brother's 2 years younger than me.
Yeah.
And this was like definitely an album and an era that we sort of cemented more of a friendship than a
Yeah.
brotherhood.
Yeah.
Would you like to hear something mad that happened to me the day this album came out?
Oh, yeah, go on.
So I remember it very well. I went to college.
Yeah.
Came back via Harrow on the Hill.
Yeah.
Went out, brought the album. I walked into HMV. The guy behind the counter, he's gone, mate, you're about the 150th person today. I've never seen anything like this. This is selling like fucking hotcakes.
Oh my God, yeah.
Nice one, mate. Went home. That evening, I went to meet someone to like audition to be in their band.
Yeah.
And he's gone on to be one of my best friends in the world.
Yeah.
Shout out Rob Power. And when I came home after those drinks, my house had been burgled.
Oh, no,
and
really?
they took everything.
Oh my God.
My entire CD collection was gone.
No.
Apart from one CD that was still in the CD player.
Yeah. Come on.
Fucking
There
Arctic
we
Monkeys.
go. And he probably,
Arctic
bet the
Monkeys.
burglar would have loved that as well.
They
was,
missed out on
they
the
were
best one.
fuming.
They missed out. They had
They
the
were like,
cover.
no,
they had the case,
They said,
but
"We've
not the
got it."
CD. But then
Absolutely
something
love it.
really mad on
That's
the
mad.
insurance claim, we had to sort of put in everything that got nicked, like mum's jewellery and things like that.
Yeah.
And basically, I had to write down every CD and DVD I could think of. And then about 2 months later, like Christmas times 10,
Yeah.
these boxes just arrived of all these CDs that got nicked.
No way.
It was crazy.
What, they just gave them back?
They just... The insurance company just sent back box after box of all the CDs that got nicked from my bedroom.
What?
There's about 40 albums that got nicked.
There must have been
But
a blue
it wasn't
fan.
40 albums
Yeah,
that arrived, though,
yeah,
I tell
oh
you.
yeah, I bet.
It was
They probably
mad.
handpicked the ones they liked out, yeah.
It was a really intense day. It was like
How
one of my favourite
bizarre.
albums of all time came out. I sort of cemented a friendship that's lasted for 20 years.
Yeah.
And my house got fucking burgled.
Yeah, and then you got the CD, some of the CDs back. It
was a lot. It was a lot,
That's a
Lou.
lot to take in. That is a lot to take in. But how cool is that? Like that. See, that's where like that
The
era
cosmos.
is the best, because if something was in the CD player and you forgot to take it out, it ain't leaving that CD player. It's hidden for life. Whereas if someone next to your phone, they've got Spotify. Do you know what I mean? You'll never know what it's like to have a CD in there, and you go, oh, how good were you at putting the right CDs back in the right case?
I'd say adequate.
Yeah, I was really bad.
I'd say adequate.
Yeah, it was because sometimes you just get lazy. Like, oh, it's fine.
I know
Switch
which
them over.
case it's actually in.
Yeah. You knew which
Or
one
I
you swapped
think
it with.
it's in.
Yeah, it was a big.
There's been a few mishaps over the years there.
Oh
Lou.
yeah.
I'm not perfect.
Yeah, no,
I'm not perfect.
no. We've all got flaws. All right.
Well, this has been class, Lou.
Oh,
I've had
loved
such
it.
a great time chatting to you, getting to know you a bit, but we're not done yet.
Oh.
One last little feature we always do at the end.
Okay.
It's called Fair Play Guys.
Okay.
Or Fuck Those Guys.
Okay. Love that. Okay.
So this is where things get spicy. Hot takes come out. You could ruin your chance of any interviewing some bands here.
Okay. I'm so sorry.
2006, this album come out. So we're going to look at Enemies,
Oh.
albums of the year,
Okay.
2006.
Oh, I'm excited.
Where do you think, whatever people say I am, that's what I'm not charted?
On there.
Enemies, album of the year, 2006.
I'm trying to think what else came out that year.
It was a big year.
It was a big year. Yeah.
And
That's
we've
the
got
thing.
to cover some albums here.
Okay. I'm gonna. Well, I don't think it's no. I'm gonna say 3.
You're saying 3?
Yeah.
Let's add some jeopardy. We will find out as we go down
Oh,
the list.
okay. I've got to
Lou.
remember what number I've done. Okay. Cool. Right.
Okay, so at 20, it's the streets with the hardest way to make an easy living.
So
Fair
good.
play, guys,
Yeah.
or fuck those guys.
Oh, fair play. I love the streets.
Of course, you're a human being. You
Yeah.
got 2 eyes and a heart. Didn't
Yeah, absolutely.
Come on.
Mike Skinner is just the funniest guy in the world. I love
you? I
him.
would argue pretty crap album though. Actually,
Not the best.
Not the best.
Original Pirate Material is like
obviously the best
chef's
one.
kiss,
Of course it
but
is,
yeah.
obviously. Fair play, guys. So 19, a band I'm not familiar with. The Long Cut, A Call and Response.
Oh no, I don't know that one.
No, I don't know. Fuck those guys.
I'm gonna say fuck those guys. Sorry guys, but I don't know you.
Yeah, this is how it goes. This is how the
off.
hot takes come
Do you
in.
know what I mean? Yeah,
this is what
that's
happens. At 18, The Rapture, Pieces of the People We Love.
Oh, fair play.
All day
Rapture.
long.
Oh,
House of Jealous
It
Lovers.
reminds me of Misfits. Because
that
that was
Misfits?
there was,
Oh, yeah,
there was the
yeah,
theme
yeah,
song.
yeah,
Yeah,
pass.
yeah,
Yeah.
absolutely. Fair play.
Fair play. At 17, The Future Heads, News and Tributes.
Fair play. I used to love that album. And although like the first thing I heard of them was a cover, but then I listened to the whole album and I did enjoy it. So
This is
fair
actually
play.
their second album.
Yeah.
I'd argue not as good.
No.
But I will say this. I'm covering this album in a couple of days with Felix White from the Maccabees.
Oh, there you go.
So I best say nice things about this.
Yeah,
haven't I?
definitely. Yeah.
Fair play, guys.
They might also be pals with them.
Yep,
so.
definitely. Fair play.
Yeah.
Fair play. Really good album, this.
Yeah.
At 16, I think I know the answer to this one. Amy Winehouse with Back to Black.
Oh, fair play. What an album. That gives me goosebumps. Anything Amy Winehouse gives me goosebumps.
I
But
imagine quite a fashion icon for you as well. You're dressed in a pretty similar...
Absolutely.
Yeah,
She
yeah.
was a Fred Perry girly through and
Exactly
through. And
that,
like, oh
yeah.
my gosh, cool as
Absolutely.
hell.
From one fashion icon to another.
Oh.
At 15, Tom York, The Eraser. Your outfits aren't giving Tom York. That was the joke.
No. But I did love Radiohead. I still do love Radiohead. I'm gonna say fair play because Tommy. I think he's a great songwriter. I do like Tom York.
Fair take.
Fair.
I think that's fair.
Yeah.
Oh, I think you're gonna be right. Yeah, right in the pocket on this one as well. 14. Oh no, sorry. We'll come back to that.
Okay.
14. TV on the radio. Return to Cookie.
You know, I've never been a big fan of TV on the radio. No. So I'm gonna say
there's
those
no
guys.
middle ground here. You're gonna say it?
I'm gonna say it. Those guys, but it's just not my thing. I've just never been a fan of
there's
TV
no
on the radio.
middle ground here.
I've just never been a TV on the radio person. Okay.
So this next one's right up your street, I think, given what I was saying earlier about early punk and stuff. Panic at the Disco,
yes.
Fever You Can't Sweat Out.
Fair play.
Guys.
Come on, Brendan Urie, let's go.
At 12, The Killers, Sam's Town.
Oh, yes, fair play. Another one that I used to nick from my sister as well, that album. Literally.
Good album.
Hot Fuzz and them as well.
Fair play, guys. At 11, Howling Bells with the self-titled Howling Bells.
Oh, Howling Bells, I forgot about them. Fair
I don't
play.
know much about them, actually, Howling Bells.
No.
Australian, I think.
Yeah, they went off the radar very quickly. But I remember them.
As many noughties indie bands
That's
did.
exactly it. Yeah, but this is nice to go back over them. That's cool.
We've got another good one for you. At 10, My Chemical Romance. Welcome to the Black
Oh,
Parade.
isn't that like... Okay, even if you don't like emo or you're not into it, that album, I swear to God, like, come on, let's put some respect on MCR. Let's go. Fair play.
You seen them this next summer?
I want to, yeah, but
The
I haven't.
boys are back, aren't they?
They are. I haven't bought tickets. I'm a bit cheeky sometimes. Sometimes I'm like, can I get a cheeky guest the slot? See if I can
Wait
squeeze
for the
in.
freebie.
Yeah, because I can't afford the tickets. So I'm like,
I get it.
Yeah.
I wouldn't be going. I'm not a fan of that band in the
No.
slightest, but that's fine. At 9, Kasabian with Empire.
Oh yes, fair play.
Fair play,
This
guys.
is an amazing year. Like, come
We've got
on.
another big one coming for
Oh
you.
my gosh. Okay.
At 8, it was on your shortlist. The Strokes' first impression of Earth.
Fair play. Honestly, that's my favourite Strokes album. Come
It's
at
so
me.
good,
I
isn't
don't care. It is just if you. Yeah, it just is in my opinion.
Quickly, what's the best song on that album?
Razorblade. Oh, Razorblade or Juicebox. There's two for me. Juicebox are my favourite tracks, but Razorblade, I can sit and stare out the window to that one.
Juicebox is fucking
Love it. Juicebox is the riff. Oh my God, that's a sexy riff. That's a doo-doo-doo. Yeah, so good.
We have to do that one again. We have to cover that album.
I would love to cover that album.
You're coming back
I
on,
would
Lou.
love to
Someone's
cover
got
that
to choose the
album.
fucking
Literally.
At 7, The Long Blondes. Someone to drive you
Yes,
home.
fair play. I used to love the Long Blondes. Oh my God. Yeah.
It was a good girly era, that. I think
It was
like,
huge.
there's so few like female-fronted bands, and they were like, it was great to have something for the
Yeah.
ladies. Like,
Is that, you're only 19 for God's sake, isn't
Yeah.
it? 19. I used to love, oh my gosh, yes. Miss them. Come back, girls. I loved you.
there's a problem with that though. The
Yeah.
drummer, the guitarist is very much cancelled now. So
Don't come back. Okay, no.
will
We
move
don't
on
want them
quickly.
on. Let's.
At 6, Niles Barkley, Sent Elsewhere.
Oh, yeah, fair play. So a
Fair
little bit
play,
of Niles
guys.
Barkley.
Yeah, was the album any good? I don't know. The single was of course fantastic. Crazy,
I couldn't name so many songs, but
Just
I love
thought
that.
as well. He's fucking cancelled as well now. Oh, for fuck's sake!
Fuck that guy. Fuck that guy. Yeah, I get it.
At 5, CSS, Sansa de Sexy.
Oh my God, yes. I used to love CSS. You know what that gives me? That used to be a Skins vibe.
Very
and
Skins.
oh my
Yeah,
gosh.
yeah.
Guys, you never listen to CSS, please go listen to him. Back
I've
in the day.
revisited that album quite a bit the last couple of years.
I forgot. I've literally forgot about them. I've just remembered them.
So
Oh
good.
my gosh, CSS. Okay,
Really
cool.
good.
Love that.
At 4, Hot Chip, The Warning.
Oh, fair play.
All
Fair
day.
play.
What
Hot
a
shit.
year.
Come on.
What a
Yeah,
year.
this is mad, this.
So you said Arctic Monkeys at 3 was your guess.
Yeah.
Here comes Jeopardy City.
Ooh.
It's Muse with
Ooh.
Black Holes and
Oh,
Revelations.
Okay, yeah, fair play. Fair play.
Are you a Muse fan?
Not massively, I have to say, but I do respect Muse a lot. I went to go and see Origins of Symmetry when they played that. They played that in full at Leeds. I
That's
really
right.
enjoyed
Yeah,
that. I
a
do
couple of
like
years
that
back.
album.
Yeah.
But yeah, I'm not a huge Muse fan, but I do respect them a lot.
Yeah, I think that's fair.
that- yeah.
This album's their best album, I think. though.
Yeah.
Really
Yeah.
good. Nights of Sidonia, Black Holes, of course. And what's
Yeah.
the other big single? Starlight.
Starlight.
Good
Oh,
album.
yeah, Starlight is a banger.
It's
yeah,
really
that
good
is
gear.
huge.
Really
that song.
good gear.
Yeah.
At 2.
Ooh.
It's not Arctic Monkeys. It's Yes with Show Your Bones.
Yeah, it's one of my favourite bands of all time.
Same.
Oh,
What a woman,
love
Karen.
them. Oh my gosh,
Love
yeah.
ya. Fair play, guys. And obviously, fair play, guys.
They absolutely, they won.
So, at number 1 in Enemies Album of the Year 2006, it's the best fucking band in the world. Arctic
Arctic
Monkeys!
Monkeys!
Whatever
Yay!
people say I am, that's what I'm not. Fair play, guys.
boom.
All day long.
Enemy loved
Obviously,
it.
they're not stupid. Enemy
Yeah.
know what they're doing.
They do.
Fucking class.
There we go.
Lou, this has been such a laugh.
I've loved it. Thank you
This
so
has
much.
been so much fun. This is your chance to plug what's happening in your world and tell the listeners what they can expect from you over the coming months. The floor is yours.
Oh, thank you very much. Do I want to look at the camera? Do I look down the barrel or look at you? What do you want me to do?
You have 3 options here.
Oh,
me, camera 1
so
or camera 2. I think there's 2 more appealing options than one of them. So.
Let's go. So we're going to be going back in production with my show Spill The Sound, which you can catch on YouTube now if you just type in Spill The Sound into YouTube. You can also follow us on Instagram and TikTok. We've all got like little clips on there. You can also follow myself on my presenting journey. It's just Louise Schofield TV on all socials as well. I do lots of little different bits and bobs, so you can see what's coming up there. But Spill The Sound is the show to keep your eyes on. Let's go.
Nice one, Lou. I've been William Han. She's been Louise Schofield. They've been Arctic Monkeys. Yeah. And this has been This Album.
Thank you for having me.